Welcome back. This is kind of a difficult one, I have to admit. I was watching the Dusty Smitch show and his stream, and he dived into this one streamer, JF, like from Montreal or Quebec or something. And he's like right wing. He believes in like an ethno state and stuff like that. I think I've seen him debate with people, and I found him quite annoying. But I did not have all of this background info. So during the stream from Dusty, he made it clear that his girlfriend, the girlfriend of this guy, is currently missing, and since June. And people think he did something. And this is purely speculation. There are some other videos that react to the old videos and stuff like that. But a lot of them are kind of laughing as well. And to me, it's really not funny. So we're going to watch two videos. We're going to watch one video with a compilation of her in his videos. And we're going to watch the video that he uploaded to Twitter or X. That's a super cringe name. It's half an hour. And he made that available because people were like asking questions, like, where is she? And I think he's going to mention, so I'm not going to tell you everything right now because we're going to watch that video. But one thing to keep in mind, before this relationship, which he was in for years, I think, he had a relationship with someone that was like, didn't have the mental capacity of like an adult, and her parents prevented them from being together. This guy has a PhD, like a PhD in neuroscience. That is weird. Like, that is weird.
Paris is lovely and Nice sure is nice.
I'm muting the audio because that doesn't really matter. So that's the girl, and she's currently missing. And the Canadian police is looking for her. And he will explain. All right, let's go for the audio. He will explain in the other video why they started the search.
It's a cheese that I really love. It is the original orange cheddar. Now people are saying, Jeff, why don't you share with Mama Jeff?
Warning, he has like an accent and it can get annoying. But,
well, do you want some?
No, because we went to his mother's house and after I drank so much this morning and then I feel like, oh my god.
People are claiming that, you know, people are claiming that she is really not that smart and like mentally challenged or mentally handicapped. I mean, the guy was with someone else, right? So it's not new for him. It's very difficult to make out what she's actually saying. And when confronted with this, she actually responds like, I'm French Canadian. Like, that's the reason. And she does, I mean, her English is really difficult to follow, the way she talks. But still, like, there's a lot there that we can discuss.
Oh, okay, you feel like, oh my god, so you see she doesn't want to eat.
And also I eat only cheese since 2 days, only cheese.
I eat only cheese since 2 days. So she's only been eating cheese for 2 days.
Because you did give me so, why you give me so much cheese?
He gave her a lot of cheese. She seems nice. Like, I've seen a lot of footage of her now because I've dived into it. And honestly, she seems nice. Like, I cannot imagine that she believes in this ethno-state stuff. But yeah, she basically does. Otherwise, she would not be with him. But you'll hear about how they even met.
Is it like a blood for...
No, you cannot accuse...
It looks fine, right?
Celebrities
like,
of rape.
the more you see...
This is the public space.
Why? There's so much
No, you
peace.
cannot defame it.
Obviously, he has horrible views of how society should work. He has horrible views of women. He has racist viewpoints. Like, that is clear.
Anyone.
This is what took place.
This is such a weird one. So this guy is like an alt-right guy. I think his No White Guilt is his name or whatever. To be fair, I do not think people should feel guilty because of the color of their skin or
These are the
whatever.
kinds of
Hey,
people
maybe
they
we-
are.
But she interrupts and then listen to what she says.
This is what we have to arrest. Is that Mama JF?
So everyone after like so many years, like 3-4 years, like people know her name and he's calling her Mama JF. He's like JF. And then he calls her Mama JF. Yeah.
I thought I heard something.
He set it on mute and he's like pushing her away.
Anyhow,
I had to mute Mama JF because she was telling some mean things about No White Guilt. I apologize. Everyone who's a fan of the show knows.
Dude scares me
that
as well, I have to
Mama
admit.
JF has an uncontrollable and irrational hate of No White Guilt, and we don't hate her for it. It's just a brain spark that she has where she construes No White Guilt as someone else.
Okay, just keep listening.
Right, Lawrence Forbes.
So basically what he's saying, he will say that later as well, but keep this in mind. He's saying like she's had trauma in the past and for some reason she's like selecting a random person and saying like that is the person that hurt me.
Says, does
And this guy is like has a PhD in neuroscience.
Mama
Is that a thing where people just see the attacker in a random person?
JF really have an issue with No White Guilt, or is she just fooling around? She has an actual issue.
Damn, I need to.
There is one thing that I am kind of struggling with. Like I can imagine he's like he's really he likes to smell his own farts, right? That is clear. Like the guy thinks he's like brilliant. Like yeah, not really. I mean, you have a PhD, but like I've seen him in debates. He's not that good, and he has horrible viewpoints. And if you're intelligent, you do not end up with horrible viewpoints. But okay, he is probably controlling or whatever, but like he is allowing her to talk multiple times. I mean, you can see her approaching, and he's like she's coming back again after he's like no, leave, which kind of contradicts the idea of him being very dominant. But is that something that he's doing because of the camera, or is he one of those people that is like when he reaches a certain point, you can see that he is pissed off,
Don't say anything violent.
No,
but still he unmutes the mic, allows her to speak, and then let's listen to what she
What
says.
do you have to say?
no, I get seriously. You tried to kill me.
You tried to kill me. She's saying that about the guy on the left that we presume she has never met. That is not a typical thing you see with someone that has been attacked, right? To say that this random person is the person that did it.
Okay?
Okay.
And I'm fucking sick that you're fucking me with me.
I'm fucking sick that you're fucking with me.
You always follow me everywhere.
You always follow me everywhere.
And
All right.
and you say
So he's kind of now, he's done with it. He's trying to push her away.
you want to make spiritual movement, but
You want my spiritual movement, but
you fucking tried to kill me for 3 years. Like,
you tried to kill me for 3 years. That is a long ass time. 3 years. What? She was attacked by someone for 3 years?
you're a fucking
Okay.
psychopath, man.
That's it. Dis maintenant va-t'en. Okay, so the answer to the super chat is that Mama JF mistakes No White Guilt for someone who has committed acts of violence.
I'm calling bullshit. I do not. I think it's an indicator that she's not
against her.
all
So
there.
That's why you see her currently sad.
I'm not saying that she has not been attacked in the past, But she also claims that the guy is a shapeshifter. So he's not unmuting this time. I'm not even really that interested in what he is saying. Like, you could probably read his lips, but like, he's just telling her to, yeah, fuck off.
Mama JF has been the victim of an act of violence. It was not by no white guilt at all.
I'm assuming that that is true.
She is confused.
That they have never met in real
And
life.
because she is confused, she associates no white guilt with
Goes on mute, he gets
People
more
are
upset.
asking-
So we can see, like, he gets upset and he gets tired. I mean, that is true for a lot of people. But did he, like,
on the regular chat. Is Mama JF
lose control?
okay? Yes, she is doing good. I don't know if she wants to come to say hi, but
It's weird that he allows her to be on the stream, right? If he actually did something and he's like a control freak or whatever, why would he let her be on the stream?
she is doing good. So no worries for Mama JF.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, I just want to say, no, I will never accept your apologies.
I will never accept your apology.
Okay? What you did to me was so mean.
What you did to me was so mean.
And this guy is not a real person. He's doing shapeshifting.
This guy is not a real person, he's doing shapeshifting. I think we can assume that he's not shapeshifting. Which again is an indicator that she's making just, it's a joke. But he's saying she's had trauma and he says something about her randomly connecting to that guy. She would say something about them, that
And
then,
he's
right?
a ghost. Don't believe him. He's not
He's
a
a
real
ghost.
person.
He's not a real person.
And he
So-
wants to kill me.
Okay. So no white guilt is a ghost, according to Mama JF. I will say, as a journalist, I have a duty here not to allow defamation, and I will say that the theory that no white guilt is a shape-shifting ghost is unsupported at the moment, in my view. All right,
I mean, he has been doing these streams and she has been in front of the camera for years.
we have a question for Mama JF coming on the super chat.
These are important. You need to pay attention. These are quite important clips.
K Max McDonald says, Mama JF, what is your background?
She seems sweet, right? Has a sweet smile, very friendly face,
What country do you
and she just doesn't seem very smart.
derive your
But then after,
ethnic from?
Yes, what is your ethnical background? Where are you from? We hear people asking questions, and she's not capable of providing like a real normal answer.
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that.
Okay, but before,
Okay,
I had a bad life.
before I had a Bud Light. I don't know.
But then
I think she's saying before I had a bad life.
after I discovered JF, then I started to look at
When I discovered JF,
JF every day. I was always looking at JF. I became crazy.
she became obsessed with his
I
streams.
lost everything I had. I lost my job,
I lost my job,
my family.
my family.
I quit school.
She quit school.
I lost everything.
I lost everything. That's how they met. He's like an online persona, and she was listening to everything, and she became obsessed with him, and she lost everything.
I was just looking
That does not sound good, does it? When you also feel like she probably needs coaching permanently.
at JF all the time. I was crazy. And then after I wrote to him, I said, JF, I want to suck your dick. And then he told me.
And then she sent a message, I want to suck your dick.
And that's my background.
That's her summary of how they met. Is she just making shit up? Because now let's listen to how he responds.
You lost your job because
You lost your job.
you were
I
addicted.
lost everything.
I lost everything. Family, my study, my job, everything. Probably friends. She lost everything.
You lost everything. because you were addicted to my shows.
Which is horrible. You lost everything because you were addicted to my shows?
I was just looking at your show all the time.
I was looking at your show all the time.
Even I had a job, and I was going to hide in the bathroom to listen to your show, and I was...
That is not good. She had a job and she was in the bathroom constantly watching his show. That is like obsession. If you're like an online personality and someone is obsessed to that degree, yeah.
But why you always did it?
And he has that history with the other person where the parents of the girl intervened and they didn't allow them to be with each other. The girl moved to his state and then they got her back.
Period. For 10 minutes. Then you fired me. I lost everything, my family, my friends, everything, because
I lost my everything, my family, my friends.
I was just looking at GF show all the time.
And that was the only thing that she was doing, and for him that was like interesting because it was him. Pay attention to his response.
You've never told me that.
What didn't she tell you? That she was constantly watching the streams? That is probably... You were aware? How did she find you? She sent messages, right? So she was watching. That was clear. She lost everything. Friends, family, work, study, everything. Everything. You never told me you lost everything. You don't have to tell someone. Like, it comes up. If you notice that she's never calling her family or whatever, like, how can you claim...
Yeah.
Wow. That is some dedicated fan right here.
That is some dedicated fan right here. Is this like really new information to this guy, or he was aware and he's kind of like upset that she's mentioning it here on stream? Was he not able to tell her like certain things I don't want people to know? Is that really difficult maybe to explain to her because we do not hear her respond to any question in a very normal way?
That has anything to do with me being on the show. I'm due 4 days a week plus not with the flat earth thing. That is how the agreement was. That is.
See, Steve McRae was interested in the flat earth, which is very naive and beautiful. Hello, Mama Jeff. Oh, you took
She walks into the stream a
your
lot.
shower?
Yeah, but sleeping.
Yeah, so...
ALO-AIU.
Oh, yeah. She's a big fan of AIU.
Hey, I just wanted to say, it's so nice what you do, but I don't know why you're atheist.
Yeah, why are you an atheist, AIU?
Yeah. What?
But this is the thing. Like every time she says something, the guy is like laughing because it doesn't make any sense. But then, dude, you're with a girl... And she constantly says stuff that you cannot understand because it doesn't make any sense.
Do you know how I did that?
How did you reach a belief in God?
It's because before I meet GF, I was smoking a lot of weed, and after some time, God started to talk to me in my head. It's real.
I think that atheism is unstoppable will not be convinced by this argument.
All right, now we're going to watch the video that he uploaded, updating everyone about this and telling everyone that she has been missing actually since June and why he hasn't called the police. This is pretty crazy.
Hello everyone and welcome to JFG tonight. No news tonight. I just want to talk about something personal that I'm forced to talk about at this point. It's I've been wanting to keep it relatively calmer and
I've been wanting to keep it relatively calmer. I mean, I know he's struggling with the English language a bit, but like it sounds like he's trying to not say I really didn't want to talk about this, because that is probably true because you haven't said anything really about it since she left in June. He did mention that she left in like one of those, like 3 days after she left. but then basically didn't mention anything about her. And during this stream, he mentions that someone called the authorities and said, "I'm worried because I haven't seen her there."
Less,
Her family has not seen her since June.
less public, but I've been forced by the various events because people have discovered about it, and so I might as well talk about it and
Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. Good
letting
idea.
rumors develop and all of the messy information that can stem from it. So yeah, it's the disappearance of Mama JF. Mama JF has been disappearing
Okay.
in the sense of not leaving any contact, not leaving information about where she was. And I titled my episode "The Cost of Liberty" because
That's the title for this stream, The Cost of Liberty.
I didn't want any of this. I'm just a family guy, and I've always been wanting to provide and secure for people around me. But there is one thing I cannot do in our society. I cannot stop you from doing crazy stuff. I cannot stop you from exposing yourself to risks.
So he's basically saying that she did this, right? She left. She's exposing herself to risks. She's not letting anyone know that she's still alive.
When you say the words, "I want to do it," when you claim your own liberty, you are on your own, and I cannot do anything to
Which is not true. You cannot force someone to come back. But you can call the police when you don't hear anything and you're getting worried. But clearly he's not getting worried.
protect you. And so that I don't know if Mama JF is in danger. I don't know
Which is a reason to call the authorities and try to find her. Maybe ask people to be on the lookout. He did not do that.
where she is. But at this point, I'm forced to talk about it.
People claim that they have kids together, and other people are like saying, I don't believe that they actually have kids. But they've been together for a while. I think they're married. But yeah, your wife is gone. You do not know where she is. You're like, yeah, she decided to not let anyone know where she is.
Because people are spreading rumors on the enemy of 19 whatever the fuck were in 1920s. Can I own her? 1920 female minds that she says yes, and on the day she
Wait.
came back and had come back, I mean, it's not even clear why she, I don't know, maybe a couple of days. For a couple of days of that to risks when, so that, I don't know if Mama JF is in danger. I don't know where she is. But at this point, I'm forced to talk about it because people are spreading rumors on the internet. Because, so I'll just give you my my perspective on all of this, and you know, people are accusing me of murder on the internet. It's like, you guys don't know. You guys don't know the police. I've been speaking with the feds on an everyday basis.
He says feds, but he's in Canada. But like basically the Canadian police.
For a couple of days now.
For a couple of days now, the police has been talking to him.
For maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple of days. For
Maybe a bit longer than a couple of days.
I've been speaking to the police on a regular basis. So it all stems from Mama JF, you guys know, and I've stated it publicly. In June, she left. She didn't want, I mean, it's not even clear why she left, and she's done it in the past. You guys have seen it, who have been following the show for years. She wanted to go away, so that's all we often know with Mama JF.
You're touching his face. He's a bit nervous. I think, yeah, he finds it very difficult to talk about this. But yeah, I did look it up, and she has left before, and then she came back. But I do think she went to her family back then. But here, she's been gone since June, and her family has not seen her either.
She wants to go away. She had done it once and had come back.
But then tell us what she did. She was gone. Where was she? Was she just with her family? Because that is different compared to nobody has an idea where she is. It doesn't sound like she will be okay when she's on her own.
to us weeks after, and you remember she came on the show on the day she came back, and she said something along the lines of, "Well, I thought you didn't want to be with me anymore." And so, and I said to her, no, you left of your own will.
So again, so many misunderstandings. So she thought that he didn't want to be here with her anymore, and she was gone for a while until she came back because of a really weird misunderstanding.
But
like, dude, you should not be with someone that you cannot really talk to.
But she says yes, and then she says yes, but I thought you wanted me to leave. That is sometimes the state of delusion in female minds, and I can't do anything about
State of delusion in female minds.
this. I have zero
This is what I mean with how he looks at women.
control over this. If we were in the society, the Christian society of 1920, maybe I could file some report and say, hey, my wife is a little crazy, she's a little out there.
This guy is a little crazy and a little out there.
Can I control, can I own her, basically?
It's not funny, is it?
And I'm sure that there were, I mean, basically you didn't have to file that paper in 1920s. Because in the 1920s, this was called marriage. But we are not in the 1920s, and we
He wants to be in the 1920s.
are in 2023, where we have an experiment going on in society. What happens when you let these females do whatever the fuck they want? Well,
What happens when you let women do whatever they want to do? Give them freedom.
what happens is that they sometimes make bad decisions.
He's really putting all the weight on her. She left. She made a bad decision. I cannot tell her to not do it. There's nothing I can do. It is what it is. Women are stupid.
So in June, she left, and
Again, touching in the face.
And 2 days after leaving, so she left and she had a whole plan. She had bought camping material. She was on her.
She bought camping material. So she was going to stay outside, sleep outside.
Way to some sort of survivalist trip. From
She was going on a survivalist trip.
what I understood, it looked like she was preparing for life in the wild.
She was preparing for life in the wild. What? Do you really think she's capable of surviving in the wild? Dude?
She promised me when
There is one video, I'm not even going to show it, I'll just reference it because I thought it was in the other video. But there's a CCTV footage of her putting graffiti on a wall and saying he's like, writing like he's the king of the world. And like, Richard Spencer is okay or something like that. And then she put, with it like, he's the king of the world with his name and initials. And with a flower next to it to kind of compensate or something because she probably knew she was doing something that was like not good. Keep that in mind.
she left,
That person, without hiding her face, she could have easily put something like she did not see the CCTV at all. And why would she go and write graffiti on the wall of a school or something and say that this guy is like the king of the world or whatever? Like, that sounds messed up, man.
that she would always be reachable.
So he's now saying that she promised to him that she would be reachable. I don't think it makes any sense to allow someone to go, like, I get that you cannot prevent an adult sometimes from doing what they want to do, but you can still emphasize, like, hey, I really thought this was a bad idea. I called her family to tell them as well what she was doing because After 2 days, she stopped messaging him or something.
And that I would be able to reach her to deal with all of the official papers. You know that she owns a lot of stuff, and sometimes I need her signature. And I was like, and although, you know, we do have legal remedies for this.
He has legal remedies for the fact that she is not there anymore.
I was like, if you totally disappear, you might put me in trouble.
If you totally disappear, like no one finds you or whatever, you're going to put me in trouble.
On some bills, on some,
On bills.
you know,
Not like that would be really messed up. Because I love you and I don't want you to be gone forever and blah, blah, blah.
getting utilities and everything.
He's talking about utilities.
So she promised to me
Why would she pay for utilities when she's not
that
even
she
there?
wouldn't fully disappear.
She's
and-
clearly struggling talking about this stuff.
She went away, and 2 days later,
She went away, and 2 days later,
she talked to me on the phone and sent a message.
I'm pausing it a lot because this is weird. They talked on the phone, and then she sent a message.
But by the way, everything I tell you is things I have told to the police, so it's not. There's no secret coming.
It
out
would
that
be
you
really
guys are
weird
hearing it might.
If the police is talking to this guy every day, it would be really stupid to put out information that you have not shared with the police. Second, whether he has done anything or not, like it's still kind of stupid to do this stream.
Might be secret.
I understand the idea of like, you know what, I'm being transparent because I'm innocent, but like, oh man, does he say a lot of stuff that makes it sound really fishy?
From a public perspective, but it's all things that the feds have been knowing for a couple of days. So the
But she has been missing since June.
last message
Like not missing because nobody said she was missing.
that she
No one reported her as missing.
sends me in June, 2 days after leaving, and it had been apparent. I think I may have been in contact for a couple of times during these 2 days. So
If someone is gone for months and months, and you're talking to the police, you've talked to the police for multiple days, you do not remember now how many times you talked? Like, no, you know exactly how many times you talked. That's weird.
So I was sure that she was progressing through whatever trip she wanted to do.
While he's saying that, keep in mind that he's not really telling us anything about the trip that she was planning to do.
I knew that she was still alive. But 2 days after leaving, she says, I have changed my plans. I will not hold my promise toward you.
So 2 days later, she told him, like, you're not gonna be able to reach me. I'm going to disappear,
I will
basically.
not be reachable. And
That is when you call her family and stuff and call the police.
and it's like,
And she doesn't sound like someone that can survive on their own.
okay,
And he's like, okay.
she says, I have a new plan.
He's not going to tell us anything about the new plan.
And
Is he making this shit up as he goes? Because he has talked to the police. Sounds so weird.
like, does your new plan involve any sort of attack against me or the family?
Does your new plan involve me or attack to me or the family? Because they have kids. Allegedly. Why would you ask that? If she's saying, you're not going to hear anything about me anymore, then what do you mean? How could that be perceived as an attack on you and your family? If someone is just gone forever, that is not a normal response.
Because you guys know how important that is to me.
What is important? The kids, but not her? Is she not part of the family?
She says, you don't have to be worried. My new plan does not involve you. I'm just going to change cell phone. Now, I knew that
My new plan doesn't involve you. I'm just going to change cell phone. But she said, I'm not going to be reachable for you anymore.
she had left without any sort of electronic tracking. You know how the police can track you with your credit card, with your debit card?
She did not take her wallet with her, basically, to buy food. Let that sink in. He's saying that she did not take anything with her.
She had left with nothing
Nothing.
but her phone.
And he's like, that's the price of liberty. Women want to be free. That's how he's defending this shit.
So when she said that to me through text, I concluded, okay, she's going off grid. You know, she's going full survivalism.
And also, it's not funny at all. She's missing since June. Is this... These are not good signs.
Kind of in her fashion. I mean, that's the way Mama JF is.
In her fashion.
So changing her phone, to me, it meant I'm dropping potentially my own identity behind. I'm potentially disappearing in nature.
He's going to say stuff like she's like 007. She's like James Bond. She's like...
I'm potentially, I mean, she could be anywhere from there.
Really?
And that's what I was explaining.
Yeah, if she's kidnapped.
To the police, you know, Mama JF. You remember the story she told on her video on YouTube where she talked about crossing the border in Spain and in the enclaves of Spain and
She talked about this guy shape-shifting to a lizard.
North Africa.
It doesn't matter what she has said on videos on YouTube. She's clearly not capable of surviving on her own.
Mama JF is a fucking extreme, like 007 level
James Bond. He's referencing James Bond in a very cringe way.
of like fugitive mentality. And I was kind of telling that to the police, joking.
If the police have seen the footage, they know she's not 007.
Half jokingly, but it's like she's a professional fugitive who doesn't commit crimes. So it's like...
A fugitive is someone that actually has committed crimes, but people that just... She's a professional fugitive that has not committed any crimes.
She's gonna be hiding from you as hard as she can.
Did you not see the CCTV footage of her with her face clearly visible, so the entire world could see that she was putting the graffiti on the wall where it said that you're the king of the world? Dude.
While also not having anything to reproach to herself. But that's just how she is. So, I mean, she and so from there, I'm like, I'm gonna drop myself behind, I'm going to disappear, you're not going to be able to reach me. So that is what I've been knowing.
And he's like, oh, I guess that's the price of liberty. You want to be free. It sounds stupid. You're probably not going to survive. But like, yeah, that sounds like what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
And of course, you're faced with the big, should I call the police? This is a willing woman, a willing adult woman doing...
Missing for 3 months.
Her willing
3+
stuff. So
months.
I've not called the police.
He hasn't informed anyone. Only his stream 3 days after, like, she left me, and that's it.
Because in my view, there was no evidence of criminality.
It's not about criminality. It's about being worried about her and whether she can fend for herself. Without a wallet, without a credit card or debit card, she has no money with her. She cannot buy anything. She has lost everything. Her friends, her family, her work, everything. There's a good chance that she might not be willing to reach out to a lot of people. Is this guy completely lost his mind?
There was no evidence of distress.
Dude, she's not James Bond.
It looked like, to me, someone who has decided to go survivalism.
I am really concerned about whether she's still okay or not. And a lot of people share this opinion. And honestly, this is messed up. I mean, I might be wrong. We might all be wrong. And she has been gone for 3 months and she's just managing on her own. She's very creative in, getting food and shelter. And She's clearly also very vulnerable.
Will I report someone?
And if she's putting graffiti on a wall where it says, "You're the king of the world," obviously, that is stupid. That is really stupid. That is not a sign of intelligence.
For being survivalist? I mean,
Being survivalist. He really thinks that that person that was saying, like, the guy is a shape-shifting lizard or whatever is like a survivalist. It's 007.
this reminds me of the Facebook post. You know, as one of your loved ones gone to survivalism, as one of your loved one bought too much camping material.
She's been missing since June,
That is
and he's laughing his ass off.
literally one of the Facebook book posts, but I don't want to be in the society
Leave the society.
where buying camping material.
That is so stupid. It's not just buying camping material, which I kind of doubt that she was with camping material. I do not know, but I have my doubts about everything that this guy is saying. But it's not just some adult getting camping material. Clearly, she probably will not be able to survive on her own, based on the footage that we have seen. And he claims the contrary. He says she's more than capable. She's like a 007. She has her camping gear. If she wants to go camping, she can go to camping.
Gets you reported to the feds.
Reported for what? For reporting for, hey, that person is going camping, we should punish her? That's not it, right? That's not the reason why you would call the police. You call the police because you're worried about someone. You're worried that they cannot make it on their own, that they're vulnerable, that someone will kidnap them or hurt them, right? You're worried. If that is your wife, you're worried. You cannot sleep. If you do not know where she is, you cannot sleep. If that doesn't bother you, are you human?
And I am bound.
Do you not have any emotions at all?
I am bound to Mama JF's interest because I've loved her and I still
That is past tense. Loved her.
love her and I still consider
He corrects himself there.
I consider myself allied to her forever.
By not telling the police that you have not heard of her since June. Until someone else reports her as missing, tells the police that they're worried that she's gone, and the police is worried. And you're like, why the hell is the police worried? Because she just went camping. Yeah, I know it's been 3 months, but like, I mean, she's camping.
Forever, no matter what she does, even if she goes out there
Dude,
getting other boyfriends, I consider myself tied to her forever.
I'm hoping she's okay. But, oh my God, she needs to be kept away from this guy. I really hope she's
At
okay.
this point, I'm in front of this information.
You've been in front of this information since June.
And I've decided that this was not warranting a call to the police.
I think that is a mistake. Is it legally a mistake? It makes it suspicious. Someone is missing. The police are looking for her now. She's reported officially missing. Her family has not seen her since June. And until someone else warns the police, you do not call them at all. You're like, she's camping.
In June. And I've spoken to her family. And
When?
they thought similarly, you know, this is Mama JF.
So her family is like, she's been missing for 3 months. That's Mama JF. Her family even references her like Mama JF.
She is an out there woman, and it's
Out there woman. Honestly, it seems like I'm not going to repeat myself.
This, in the absence of any evidence of harm.
So if we don't see anything, then we just assume she's just living in the jungle on her own.
She's doing something evil to someone else.
Nobody is assuming that she's doing something evil to someone else. No one is assuming that she's doing anything that is criminal. Everyone is worried that she's just gone.
There's no reason to call the police.
She's been missing for 3 months.
And in fact, we even had someone in the family talked loosely to a federal investigator who was friends with us and just asking, you know, what is this? Is this a disappearance or is this just a woman?
She's been missing since June. And he's laughing his ass off.
Just a woman doing whatever she wants.
Is it just a woman doing whatever she wants? There is still that hatred towards women.
And the investigator had actually, I mean, from what I heard, this is not an interaction that I had myself, but someone who was worried in the family spoke to an investigator and said, look.
Going to increase his speed a bit because this is taking too long.
Those are the facts. It's a woman. She leaves like this.
Oh my god, now he speaks normal.
She wanted to leave.
Oh my god, it sounds so much better now.
Gets herself equipped with camping material and all. Is this a
The accent is kind of like corrected.
disappearance? Is this something we should signal? And the investigator had said, well, no, this looks like a consensual trip.
Those do exist. Again, I don't think if they actually watched all the footage and they had an idea of like who she is, how she talks, they would probably say that woman will not be able to survive on her own.
So I was reassured that not only was my judgment converging toward the fact that Mama JF does not need help and that she's a free woman, she can decide to do this. And also, there was these social signals reinforcing that I wasn't the only one thinking this. Other people were thinking this also.
Other people were like, yeah, she's gone for like 3 months. That's what happens. Mama JF.
So that was the state in June and July, but then, you know, the months pass and now we're...
But sorry, like I think when she says, I lost everything. I lost my friends. I lost my family. I lost my work. I lost my study. I lost everything. I moved into his house. I don't have any contact with anyone else. And he's saying, yeah. Other people are also saying like, yeah. Sometimes she's just out of their life for like a while. She's out of their lives because of him.
We're in October. When is it that worries are justified? And so there was
October, still not worried.
a building up of stress in the people who love her. And my position has always been to all of these people, to any friend of Mama JF and to any person involved. My position has been, I saw her go. I saw her wanting to go. And so I don't need to call the police. But if you feel that it warrants a call to the police, I respect you and you go ahead and call them. And I will not say who ended up calling, but someone ended up noticing that somehow Mama JF was missing.
For 3 months.
And maybe knew about me. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it all happened, but someone ended up noticing, hey.
I mean, if you search on YouTube for Mama JF, which I still find really weird to call her that, but okay. There are lots of videos on her and weird stuff that, you know, people have noticed. So yeah, just one of them might have called.
There's this
If she's saying I've lost contact with everyone for him,
girl and her loved ones don't know where she is.
just maybe someone gave a call to the police like, hey, based on this video, she's saying she's not in touch with anyone anymore. And he's saying she has left. Could you please check up on her with her family or whatever, because she might be missing.
And so they made a call to the police, and this launched a whole investigation.
It doesn't just turn into an investigation based on nothing, right? They're not going to waste their time if they really feel like this is someone that's just left and is like living in the woods and they do this more often. Has she living in the woods? Has she lived in the woods? Has she lived outside in the streets? And she has been attacked before, is what he said. So aren't you worried that she will be attacked again?
5 days, I don't know. But the feds are coming regularly at my house. They are waking me in the morning. I sleep late, and all of my loved ones sleep late. We're just that way. We are computer programmers living in the night. You know, that is just what we do. And I'm a man of the internet. My show is at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's not even the end of my day. So they wake me up every morning. There are days where they come once, where there are days where they come twice. there's always a truck of the feds in front of my house.
There's always a truck of the feds in front of my house.
And, you know,
And he claims that they do not find him. They haven't told him he's a suspect. He's like, no, they don't think I'm a suspect.
There's lots of people making jokes right now on the social media, like, JF, where did you hide the body and all. I knew that this was coming to this no matter what, because we live in a society that just can't accept the cost of liberty. The cost of liberty is you're going to have a bunch of females make terrible decisions.
This has nothing to do with females. It's your partner, right? Terrible decisions.
But no, I have not.
No money, no wallet, nothing.
Mama JF, and
You could have said, like, when she said, I'm not going to be, you're not going to reach me anymore. He could have said, like, how are you going to get food? I told her, like, how are you going to get food? You do not have any money with you.
I would be very surprised that I'm
He's not mentioning that stuff.
even considered a suspect in any way.
I'm not considered a suspect in any way. That's why there's a truck in front of my house.
Because I
Even though she's been missing for 3 months.
have left records, I have left electronic traces.
I have left records and electronic traces. Very weird thing to mention now.
Of my dropping her alive in front of cameras of a gas station, and there has been plenty of electronic records of the fact that she was alive many days after leaving me.
Yeah, well, text messages sent from her phone.
After asking me to drop her at a certain location. And yes, you know that there are so many cameras these days and credit cards purchases that I can prove. I would be very surprised that I'm anyhow considered a suspect, but the feds are still very thirsty for information, so they keep coming back. And honestly, I'm very impressed by the quality of their work, but it's like they understand also that I'm a guy on the internet, so I'm not. I have a high security home. I'm not going to let them in, you know. But it's like, okay, they want every possible detail they can have about Mama JF because they are on this program of finding Mama JF, and it's fascinating to see a bunch of professionals like this who really are interested in her safety. Let me tell you, I'm hostile to the government.
You're not really interested in her safety, right? You did not try to find her.
In general,
You didn't tell
I've always
anyone
known that
find
within
her.
The police force, the vast majority of policemen are excellent, just excellent work.
Yeah, it's not going to help you.
And
This.
professionals, and I see it in my interactions with them. They understand everything. So yeah, so that means yeah, they're coming to me and they want to know exactly what she said before leaving. They want traces of where were you when you dropped her, who could know her, who are her friends. And it's like I pulled Mama JF out of a lifestyle, and I never really got acquainted with this lifestyle. You know, I'm not the kind of I don't have respect for human beings, especially not homeless druggies. You know, so I'm not the kind of guy who will approach a
So is that what she's doing? She wanted to become a homeless druggie, and you were like, well, that's the cost of liberty.
female and become friends with her male friends. So what I did with Mama JF is I extracted her from her misery and from her lifestyle, and I brought her to a greater lifestyle, cleaner, you know, less craziness. So that is what I've done. And so when they ask me where could she be, is she friends with this guy, is she friends with these guys, it's like I have just a general idea that Mama JF is a super social creature of Montreal, and that's what I've been telling them.
So she's going to be okay with that money.
So the feds being extremely, you know, on their path of we need to save everyone. We need to save everyone. And I'm like, it's amazing to see the...
No, I mean, if they really feel like someone has left on their own volition, they don't want to be found, there are real signals for that. Like, yeah, clear signs. Like, hey, they might not pursue it that much. If they put a truck in front of your house when she's been gone for like 3 months...
Conversations between them and me, because I'm actually less motivated at finding Mama JF than they are. I've never requested
They don't even know her.
any of this. I want to be clear. If Mama JF is out there listening to this, I want to be clear with you, Mama JF. I've not been requesting an investigation against you. I've not been trying to send the feds after you. I've not been wanting to...
She doesn't have to be worried. The feds are not after her to find her because she committed the crime. They want to make sure that she is safe, which they can't because no one has heard from her for 3
do
months.
this episode even. I'm forced to do this episode because there are forum posts right now that your face is on whatever the feds have published, and then people are looking at my tweet today, informing people about this, and they're like, well, look, he calls her Mama JF, he doesn't even call her by her real name, so he's not really interested at them finding her. It's like there's a lot of interest to wade in here, First, by naming Mama JF a way that I've never named her publicly, I would only be misleading people. The fact is, everyone who interacts with me through this platform knows Mama JF as Mama JF, so that's her name for you guys. I'm not going to reveal her real name because, honestly,
Her real name is revealed by the Canadian police, by the way.
I don't even know if she wants to be found.
When someone is missing and the police is searching for that person, the name is typically mentioned, right? So I think when it has reached that level, there's no reason to withhold her name. But also, he's not showing her picture in this stream at all.
And that is something you have to wait when you're in this situation. I am a bearer of the interest of Mama JF. Maybe she doesn't want to be found. Maybe she's on a huge trip.
She doesn't want to be found, guys.
Whatever, thinking, going to parties. Maybe she's going to Woodstock in the US. I have no clue. But maybe she doesn't want to be found, and that's part of her liberty that I have to defend. I'm not going to act like these
homeless druggie, right?
families who want to help someone more than they want to be helped. Because one thing I have learned at enormous cost in my life is don't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And so
I don't think he's
I'm like
helping
felt,
people.
I'm like, please understand. You're going to pursue a fugitive who has committed zero crime.
Fugitive is someone that is fled because they committed the crime. So stop saying a fugitive that has not committed the crime. She's not a fugitive. She's not on the run for the police. Right? She's missing.
She's going to be playing with you, sending
She's going to be playing with you. Like, what is he saying?
false traces. She's going to have her hoodie, hiding herself from.
We saw how good she was in hiding herself with the CCTV footage and the graffiti. She's not good at hiding her face.
Facial recognition cameras everywhere she enters. She has dropped all of her.
Like she's 007, guys. She's going to prevent the cameras with facial recognition from recognizing her.
Electronics behind. She's basically 007, but she has no mission, and she's not fleeing you guys for a crime that she did because she's a good person. She's not going to commit a crime. That's the situation. You guys want to have fun finding her to be sure that she's safe, you go ahead.
Fuck.
But I know Will.
This does not look good, guys.
When I see it, and her will was to go out there and
disappear without the wallet, without any money, nothing.
And for whatever period. I didn't know when she left, whether it would be a 2-week period like last time, or whether it would be a 2-year period.
But you did not grow concerned as it turned into 3 months.
Could be on a container traveling toward Morocco right now, and she could have dealt with the locals at the port. She could have talked to a.
She's in Morocco now, guys. She might be in Morocco.
Driver and give him some money and get on the boat.
What money? She did not have a debit card or a credit card.
Who the fuck knows? I mean, and so that is the situation. And to people who are saying, well, he doesn't make all efforts to find her. He doesn't name her in her tweet, or he doesn't show a photo of her. I'm not going to show a photo of her or name her when this is not my quest.
Finding her is not your quest, okay?
This is not my quest. I had a visual confirmation from Mama JF live in front of me that she wanted to go away. As far as I'm concerned, she's still in a trip. She's still out there just tripping. And
3 months later.
And I'm not going to
Tripping.
publish her image because I don't know whether she consents.
I'm not going to publish her image because I don't know if she consents, even though I put her in my stream multiple times and there are many videos of her. And most people that have watched his stream know what she looks like. But he doesn't know if she consents with an old image from one of those old streams being shown again.
Let's do it. I'm not going to name her name because I don't know if she consents to it. If she wants to call me and say, JF, I want to be found, or JF, I don't want to be found, she could do it, and she can do it. So yeah, what I said in my...
We don't know if she's safe. That's the main thing, right?
Is, if you guys want to help the police, and you've seen Mama JF somewhere, you've seen her at a gas station, you've seen someone who...
Why didn't you do this earlier? Why did you wait until the police were like actively investigating
looks
this?
Like her. You just call the police, or check my tweet, and you will find a Proton Mail email address.
Keep in mind, he has not been worried at all.
If you don't want to be in contact with the police, just send me an email and I can relay any information that I think is relevant or factual. I'm not going to relay trolling, so you guys can already forget the idea of trolling me. I'm going to relay what seems to be important, but it's probably Mama JF is out there having fun, probably exposing herself.
Probably she's out there having fun for the last 3 months,
To huge risks. You know, the
exposing herself to huge risk, which is worrying.
risks of street life and anonymous life. When no one
Street
is
life.
there to care for you, you are at risk. Because no one knows. No one knows if someone has raped you and just put your body in a ditch, and no one is there to check. That's the consequence of anonymity. That's the consequence of having no one. That is the cost of liberty. But we've chosen to, and Mama JF has fully chosen to run with that cost. So it's like she has her husband right here, ready to care for her, ready to give her security and comfort and not demanding anything from her. She chose to expose herself to whatever risk it is, and she totally has the right to do so. Shadowban says, if someone could get away with murder, it's JF. But if someone could get away with faking their death, it's Mama JF.
I find it really difficult to see the guy laugh when no one has heard from her since
That is
June.
absolutely correct. I mean, you have found an interesting duality.
Interesting duality. So that person donated and said, if someone can get away with murder, it's this JF. And if there's someone that can pretend, like fake their own death, it's her.
Right here. Absolutely. Totally the style of Mama JF to basically...
But if there is a duality, then you're also confirming like you're the type of guy that can get away with murder. So he's somewhat agreeing with that, but he's highlighting the part about Mama JF faking her death.
Fake her death or to just disappear in a way that she can switch identity. I mean, she's and it's amazing
Dude, she's not James Bond, dude.
because Mama JF doesn't watch movies like CSI and 007 or...
It's 007.
She doesn't watch James Bond and gets excited at it, but her life is a James Bond movie of its own. That is what is so amazing. Holy shit. What a crazy woman. Ooh. But you know, out of the crazy women who have been in my life, she has always been morally straight, you know. Yes, all of this disappearance is causing some kind of shake-up and chaotic
Doesn't really bother you that much, to be
thing in my
honest.
life. I mean, I'm getting woken up by the feds every
That's the only thing, right? He's getting woken up.
morning. They're knocking at my window. What?
What? She's been missing 3 months?
Much rather this than evil stuff, than attacks on loved ones. I would much rather the chaotic nature of Mama JF, but with a kind of moral pillar to it, than anything else, anything more evil. Forex says, often when worried families get the state involved to save or help someone, they make it significantly worse for the person. There is very little help the state can give the person
She has been missing since June.
against their own will. That is very wise. And that is
Very wise,
what I was
guys.
telling the policeman, you know, wherever Mama JF is, it was her choice to be there, and it was her choice to run these risks. And she would hate
Dude, we do not know if she's safe.
to hear that all of these people are looking for her. So now there's a whole national campaign to find Mama JF, and I will ask Mama JF and you guys just to calm all these people. Can you please collaborate? Like, go ahead and
Nobody's going to calm the fuck down if they do not know if she's okay.
just if you've seen Mama JF alive and you can reassure everyone and you can calm these people and you can make so the feds don't knock on my door on an everyday basis, that would be
That's the only thing that really bothers
appreciated.
him.
As far as I know from this investigation, as far as my interaction with the police, I understand it to be
Pay attention.
they are not interested in any form of persecution of me, of Mama JF. They are just interested in establishing
Nobody is prosecuting her for disappearing and being a missing person. Right now, she's just missing, right? But he's saying that they are not considering him a suspect.
that Mama JF is alive. So Mama JF, if you hear this, you have a chance there to calm all these people down.
How is she watching this if she does not have a phone? She does not have a credit card, debit card. She cannot pay for a plan, nothing. How is she watching your
Only
stream?
with a word from you, I'm sure they would be reassured. Silver Spider says, JF is such a loyal guy. I really hope he finds a loyal wife. We should pool all of our super chats together and order him one from Japan. Well, talking about wives from Japan, I mean...
Honestly, this
sometimes.
part, I don't...
For a great job to do
It
what-
looks up
so
to that guy. I don't care.
I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it. I mean, you guys know we have seen her here on the show, leaving back like a year or two ago, and we have seen her again disappearing, and you know.
Tell us then what she did. When she was disappearing the last time, where did she go? Was she with family? Because if she's not with family now, there is a huge difference between being with family for a couple of weeks and 3 months that no one has heard anything from her and she does not have her wallet with her.
Just before she left in June, I remember a bizarre show where I accused her of terrorism because she tried to enter the studio with something that I do not allow at all on this show. Like,
This is really a weird one. I have no idea what he means, and he's not going to tell us what she did. But she tried to do something on the show and like run in towards the camera to do something that is really like not allowed by this king of the world guy. But he does not say what it actually was. And I watched one of the other reaction videos to this, and they were like, hey, is that a motive? Is he really that dumb to say stuff like that?
And she knows it very well that there will never be such things on this show. And she attempted to surprise me by surprise opening the door of the studio and came running to my camera. And I had the chance to turn off the camera just before she arrived to me, because it's like 2 meters. So she did a 2-meter run to try to violate one of the ultimate rule of the show, a rule so intense that you guys cannot even ever hear it, that you guys cannot even tell you what the rule is. And
that sounds
it's
ridiculous.
Like, and then I said, Mama JF, you're banned from the show for a couple of weeks because that was actual terrorism.
It was terrorism.
You have attempted to terrorize me, and yeah, so that was.
So clearly there was an escalation. This was around June, right?
Maybe weeks before she left.
Weeks before she left. He told her, you've done terrorism.
I don't know that it's directly related, but I think that she was starting to kind of be in a mood of party, and in her party mood, she had forgotten.
She was in the mood of party. In her party mood?
There are serious rules in Papa JF's house.
She forgot that there are rules. Papa JF. He's calling himself Papa JF.
So yes, that is basically all I have to say, and this story is so weighing on my mind that I don't think I can...
No, it's not. It's the only thing is really the cops bothering you in the morning, right?
I don't think I can continue the show tonight with news or stuff of...
I don't think this... honestly, I don't think after this one he's going to stream anytime soon, to be honest. Like, I watched the comments on his stream. He's on a different website. He doesn't stream on YouTube or Kick or whatever, Rumble. There's another one. I don't really care. But like, I could see the comments and the donations, and people were saying like, dude, you need to lawyer up. They did say like, you probably didn't do it, but like, you still need to lawyer up.
Sure that this is too much on my mind. And that is why I had to take a break also 2 days ago, because, man, just waking up early is something that I had the privilege in my life to attain such a degree of luxury that I can wake up whenever I want. Because when you change my...
Dude, she's been missing since June. You're talking about waking up a couple of days.
I'm super used to this very long sleep where I'm fully rested. Now suddenly you mess up my normal sleep, and suddenly I'm more tired.
Oh God, his normal sleep is messed up.
So any information would be appreciated.
And his wife is missing since June. And it's October.
It will have been a short show for tonight, but that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I can read actually what I wrote today on Twitter. The police in Canada is looking for Mama JF because in true Mama JF fashion, she has left our home in June and has disappeared from the map. I am sure that Mama JF is fine. I know she has been safe for at least 2 days after I dropped her where she wanted in June.
So 2 days. Back in June, he did not hear anything from her.
Mama JF left our home entirely voluntarily to go live a life of adventure wherever it would bring her. But since she has electronically disappeared, not connecting to her cell phone or updating me or her family, I ask anyone who would have encountered her.
It's very late. This tweet should have been sent like beginning of July, a week after you didn't hear from her anymore, right?
To just notify the police so that they can know she is safe. And I ask her if she wants to leave a note to the police, me, or her family to ensure everyone of her safety. If you want to send an encrypted tip anonymously, I can receive them at jfgariepy@proton.me. And someone was asking, did everyone's girl lose her shit this summer? Mine went full postpartum bunkers in August. And I said, that's the cost of female liberty. 50,000 policemen, full-time salary, nationwide searches. We could feed the homeless 1 billion times.
Clearly, the guy is just assuming that she's okay. But to be honest, like, if this is all true, he does not know if she's okay. Why is he not worried if she's been missing since June and he says she's like my soulmate or whatever until the end of time? You do not you do not sound worried at all. It's just blaming her for wasting the time of policemen.
Just take our society and just allow...
Let that sink in. His wife is missing since June, and he's complaining about, instead of using the money for the police to try to find her, make sure she's safe, that money could have been spent on feeding the homeless that he hates.
Allow some degree of control by husbands onto their wives. Just basic control of some little financial aspects. Some, like, no, you won't travel to Peru.
She did not bring her wallet or debit card. Like, she does not have her...
And so I'm going to decide for you that you won't travel to Peru. Just allow some form of control of husbands over their wives. And you're not...
Well, how can you let her even leave without that stuff? If you're so comfortable with her leaving, you should not let her leave without her wallet.
Going to get events like the Mama JF craziness here. But if you want that female liberty, Papa JF can provide. And because we are in a liberal society, yeah, I'm going to stand by the ideals of our society. And the ideals of our society first is, I cannot keep a woman against her will. I cannot.
No one is expecting that.
Intimidate her to stay with me. I cannot manipulate her emotionally to be one way or another. And so what
people just expect you to get worried when you have not heard anything from her. She did not bring her debit card or credit card. Her family has not heard from her. It's been 3+ months, 4 months.
I have left as a man. The tools I have left is, all right, I respect your liberty. You want to go out there and do your crazy lifestyle? Where do you want me to drop you? I will drop you in the safest way and place I can. But that is all I can do. And that is the cost of liberty. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, and much love.
Can you imagine dropping someone off without their credit card, debit card, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, saying goodbye, good luck? And it's that person that you saw at the beginning of this video?
I'm personally very confident.
I don't think she's able to survive on her own. I might be wrong.
Causing too much scare. And Mama JF, I'm not hostile toward you or anything. I haven't demanded this whole investigation against you. I respect wherever you are, and I hope that you're happy. Just give a call to someone.
There is no one is like thinking about her violating stuff and doing crimes.
Just leave a little email here or there. Give a clue that it's really you, and just give a sign of life. You will con all of these people. That is it for tonight. Meanwhile, some people have different girlfriends. This is the girlfriend of the guy who got shot in the video that I've shown yesterday in New York. Oh my God, she has a K marks. So that's the girl who was standing in front of her dying boyfriend, and I was like, she doesn't seem so concerned. Like, she seems concerned at a level not of, oh my God, my boyfriend's going to die. She seems more like, oh my God, that is some trouble I didn't want to have to go through tonight.
Holy shit, man.
And it turns out she's a extreme Marxist with a nose ring. Holy shit, they're red flags. Yusaman says, is that why JF kept using the word crack whore around that time? Well, crack whore is my general term for, for women who live at the bottom of society and who are into drugs. So yes, crack whores is, I've been alarmed at the reality of crack whores many times in my life. Good night, everyone. Much love, and let us remain hopeful.
Let us remain hopeful. Fuck.